My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I've got a lot of videos that started. I put them on there over a year ago. I'm just going to say this on this tape. I did a medical malpractice book in '76 to '80, and then on April Fool's Day they put antifreeze in me, and I should have died. So I'm going to leave it at that. The book was never published. And I ran in a political campaign and was flown to Larry Flint's in '83 because one of the doctors I wrote about in the book that I tried to get published was the plane went down en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. And all passengers aboard died. The KAL Korean jetliner veered off its airspace into Russian airspace and was shot down. This you can do, and I've said this and told all this for a long time, with mind control. It's the old Tesla files that were stolen. It's the agency that's into mind control. But this specifically, the murders I tell about and have told about long before I knew the mechanism used. Back Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, the plane crashes, Jim Reeves, etc. And anyway, I was telling it way back then. I just knew the murders were done in patterns. It was only in '76 when I worked for a cardiovascular doctor that I started finding out about mind control and how you can modify behavior, program someone to go and shoot, and it's so advanced at this time, and it may have been then, that they could go global with it and program as many people as they wanted to, and you have to wonder who's at the helm of it all. Is it the FBI here, the MK Ultra that they took before Congress in '53 and gave them a slap on the wrist? I was kidnapped, and that's on another, all these other tapes, who I am and what's happened to me and my family and my country. I'm here in Virginia. I came up here in October, I think it was the 20th of '86, and I had no money after writing the book and running in a political campaign, and Larry Flint, the guy that was programmed to shoot him in Lawrenceville, Georgia, March the 6th of, I'm showing my laundry bag here, aren't I? Cards. But anyway, that was right next door to me. He was shot in Lawrenceville, and I'm in Marietta. Now that I'm going to get to the point, I was flown out to his home in Bel Air at the time, October twice, during the campaign of '83 to replace Dr. Larry McDonald, congressman, doctor from Piedmont Hospital that I had written about, and he's not the good guy. But it was mind control murders. Warren and Rosina Matthews were pathologists at his hospital, and they were murdered because they knew too much. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's so hideous. The whole mess has been allowed to happen. Now I want to jump back. I had a letter from the FBI during that time, dated June the 23rd of 1979. And I will go ahead and say this. If anybody wants to look at the movie star, don't let me. Please. I can't even think of her name. The movie star that played... Jean Seberg. Oh, goodness. Seberg. Go back and look at what happened to her, and they made it look like death by suicide, and that's exactly what you can do with mind control. One of the murders that are made to appear of natural cause. And it comes from the Tesla files that were stolen in 1930, about that time. Now then, I want to get to this one. I've put all this on here over and over. I want to get to one of, probably because of the beheadings, and I can't handle seeing it because I'm a hostage here. I was kidnapped in '41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and only found out after I was in that campaign in '83 about my real father, mother, and identity. Now, then, Great Britain is a hostage just like I am. I'm made to look like I'm running around this bag lady of sorts and with all this stuff on me telling people who I am and what's going on, and they hate me for it really here. But it's very sad that they are beheading British because the British are the victims and hostages of the Americans just like I am. Now I want to get to what I was going to put on this tape. You had the Virginia Tech 33 that were killed. The shooter was programmed to turn around and shoot himself. He was from South Korea. He was a student at Virginia Tech, BLACKSBURG. I'm in Roanoke, Troutville, this area here, Salem. And it's about, 45 miles from the college, Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. Among the 33 there, students that were shot April the 16th of '07, all the media was there. I'm here up on Appalachian Trail. I've been telling everybody I'm starving and freezing, and yet I'm beating down the doors of the media who are Rockefeller controlled, the very people that kidnapped me, so they're not going to tell us. But here's one of was brought to mind this morning. This happened on January the 23rd at Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech student, she had just come there. I believe it was 2 weeks that she had been there at the college. They're both students. I'm going to spell her name, Kinyang, excuse me. She was decapitated with a kitchen knife, and it wasn't from the restaurant where she was. He must have brought it with him. The attacker was another Chinese student who had been there, I believe, for about a year or 2 years. He was known as polite, and everybody evidently liked him. And suddenly, he's in the restaurant, and both of them were Chinese nationals. Now, he was male, the attacker, and she's female. He had been there about a year, and she'd just come there. Suddenly, they're there having a meal at, I was going to give the name of the restaurant, and I put it down, and I don't see it right at the moment. It was on campus at Virginia Tech, a campus cafe. I thought I put the name down. Anyway, they're out friends, and suddenly he jumps up and he severs her head. He decapitates her. And then in the trial, and remember, I have told all this to the media from day one about mind control murders, and especially the ones at Virginia Tech right next to me, which have never been covered. They're mind control murders. There is a list of them. Even a state trooper, that one is one that really can be proven. Mind control is invisible. It's hard to prove. These were deliberately done in patterns. And I'm sad for his daughter and her friend. They were both students there, and they were out. I'm not even going to put their name down there. This whole list, because I feel sad for the state trooper and his family. But anyway, nobody's ever been, because it's agencies that's doing it, but most of all, it's American people that have done it. And if I'm bouncing around with this, excuse me. But I wanted to get this one on. I did want to say let me remind you again that the media will not touch this, and they've always known about my kidnapping before I did, and the local media, New York, Huntsville, Alabama, Atlanta, have known all this for a long, long time. Now then, somebody that saw the sub-student and the cooks in the cafe when they were testifying in Montgomery County Court in Blacksburg or Christiansburg, wherever the county court is there. This man, Cox, described ZHU, apostrophe S, face as wasn't an angry face, just blank, determined look. Now, that's the person that cut her head off. These are both students. And they're talking about the witnesses in the case against him for murdering her. Corey Cox was an employee. He testified the preliminary hearing for, I'll spell his name, that and he was found guilty, and I believe he's serving, I've forgotten